Hi, I'm Harrison Keeley. Here's a quick look at today's top stories. First of all, 3 seniors identified as rape suspects have been banned from attending graduation at Calhoun High School on Friday. Still, no arrests have been made as police continue to investigate an alleged rape that occurred at a party after the school's prom. A student told police that multiple men raped her and that she passed out in a bathroom at the party. It all happened at a cabin in Coosawattee River Resort, a gated community in Ellijay, on May 10th. The cabin is owned by the parents of another Calhoun student. The Gilmer County Sheriff's Office says all of those involved are at least 18 years old. About 25 students were at the party and most were drinking. Now, the school district says that the presence of the suspects at graduation would likely cause a substantial disruption and create an unsafe environment. Investigators still have not named the suspects and won't say when arrests will be made. Georgia primary election results are in. Governor Nathan Deal won the GOP primary and will face President Jimmy Carter's grandson, State Senator Jason Carter, in November. U.S. Representative Tom Graves beat his GOP opponent, Ken Herron. Republican incumbent Steve Tarvin won the race for House District 2. And incumbent Senator Jeff Mullis won the Senate District 53 seat. In Walker County, voters approved liquor by the drink at restaurants in unincorporated areas. They also rejected a property tax increase that would have doubled the library's revenue and allowed it to stay open longer. Catoosa County has a new commissioner. Ray Johnson unseated incumbent Dwayne Hill to represent District 4. And in a Whitfield County straw poll, voters overwhelmingly said yes to legalizing possession of less than an ounce of marijuana. 64% of voters think it should be legal. A group of investors led by former Hamilton County Mayor Claude Ramsey has bought the old Fleetwood Coffee building in Chattanooga. The endangered 5-story warehouse was bought for $3.5 million. Plans are to turn it into a mixed-use development. Ramsey says there's no firm timeline or signed leases yet, though discussions are underway. Some of the old coffee machinery remains inside the building. The warehouse hasn't been used since the 1970s. The TBI is looking into reports of false signatures used in the failed attempt to recall District 7 Councilman Chris Anderson. Anderson's opponents turned in around 3,000 signatures, but more than half were thrown out after the Hamilton County Election Commission determined the signer lived outside the district or because the signature looked fake. Now, state investigators are scrutinizing the signatures to determine whether voter fraud was committed. Charlie Wysong, who helped organize the recall effort, says no one intended to act illegally. It was simply a matter of people making mistakes. But Election Administrator Carrie Steelman has said some of the suspicious signatures didn't match the voters' registration cards, and that the names on some petition sheets were signed in alphabetical order. Chattanooga is likely overpaying $140,000 a year for the city's phone bill. That's because last summer the city's IT department renewed a contract with AT&T using old rates that are more than double what is typically charged. The decision was made without council approval, which is required. An audit also revealed that the city is paying almost $10,000 a year for phone lines that aren't being used. Now, the city is working on a new voice-over IP system that will use the internet for calls instead of telephone lines. Verizon is doubling 4G LTE speeds for many customers in Tennessee, including Chattanooga and Cleveland. Not all phones are ready for the new XLTE speeds, though. Phones that will see the faster speeds include the iPhone 5S and 5C, and the Galaxy S5, S4, and Note 3. Finally, a 98-year-old woman has returned to Howard School to get her diploma. Claudia May Hill-Parries would have graduated with her class in 1933, but had to drop out of high school during her senior year to take care of her family when her mother died. On Tuesday, Claudia's children drove her back to Chattanooga from Ohio for a special ceremony at Howard School, and when Pomp and Circumstance began to play on an iPhone, she began to cry. "This is my last day of school," Claudia said. Her son Eddie jokingly told her to get a job. Turning to weather, today will be sunny with a high near 87 degrees. The low tonight will be around 62. That's it for today's newscast. Thanks for being with us. You can find more on these stories and breaking news all day long at timesfreepress.com.